Why hello there, and welcome to my sample series, where I showcase games for the PlayStation 4 Pro or the Xbox One X running in either 4K and or HDR. This week, I'm showcasing Sekiro Shadows Die Twice on the Xbox One X. I'm going to get myself signed in here. This is the game I most recently completed on my daily long play stream, having come out almost a year ago now, and it took me a long time to finish it. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to pop into my completed save file and just do a little bit of exploring of the world in this post beating the last boss environment. So some of this stuff is going to be, let's say, different from the start of the game. Spoiler alert, should be obvious. And also, yeah, like I said, spoiler alert, and also there's going to be some other stuff about this game that is different from the beginning of it. Some characters that are missing, some characters that are here that aren't there at the beginning. So yeah, I might explain some of this, I might not. I'm not entirely sure. But, here I am, playing this on an Xbox One X. I'm recording it in 4K 60 frames a second in HDR, but the actual internal resolution of this game is more like 1800p, and it runs with an uncapped frame rate, so it hovers somewhere between 30 and 60 FPS on this system. So I put it up to the maximum resolution and maximum frame rate simply to allow for the fullness that this game has to offer. As you can see, I have 10 uses of the healing gourd. I have 20 spirit emblems. And before I get started here, I just want to take care of a quick thing, which is to increase my attack power from beating the last boss. Now, as you can see from this idol, I can actually start a new game right from here. And my intention is, after showing off a bit of this world, is to show what this game looks like at the beginning of it via basically New Game Plus. So here we are at the dilapidated temple. This is where the sculptor would normally be. As you can see, he's not here. And there are story reasons for that. You can fit new prosthetic tools, or if we had any new ones, I believe I have all of them. We can also upgrade the ones that we have. As you can see, I actually got most of them. But I don't have enough materials or money to get any of the new ones. So yeah. Let's head on out. Show a little bit more of the area. This might be a two-part video. I'm not sure. We'll see how much I can get done in the first part. This is sort of the training grounds where you train against a certain undying character. As you can see, he is not here. Also, for story reasons. There's a shrine that supposedly has stuff in an offering box. I've yet to ever see anything in there, though, so I believe that's used for if you end up killing, or if certain story-driven characters end up getting killed, the items that they sell or give you show up there. Here's a merchant. We can buy stuff from him. Just sort of hangs out here. As you can see, I don't have enough money to really get anything. Yep, right here is one of the first changes. It probably is the first big change. There should be a thing right there that I could grapple onto and get to there from, but there isn't. So, yeah. I mean, this game does not necessarily, on the surface, seem like a technical showpiece. It is a very good-looking game with a very strong art style, as you would expect from a From Software title. We take this secret passageway, but it doesn't have a lot of flash to its visuals. And a lot of the world is covered in gray and drabness. Drab grayness and such. Which I guess is to be expected. Yeah. Lots of darkness as well. Also a mainstay of From Software titles. Fortunately, I believe, a lot of this area is now sealed off, meaning I can't actually get to a lot of it. Well, that's alright. I will show off what I can. Because there should be a way to get through there, but as you can see, that door is closed. Alright, let's find our way outside here. Has to be one of these doors that allows me to get outside. Yes, I think, right? No? Alright, well, if that's the case... Oh, here we go. It's in here. Got it. Here we are at the top of Ashina Castle. Well... That's odd. This entire area up here is closed off. Oh, wait, never mind. Here we go. Reactivate this idol. Probably want to avoid dying to make sure I don't lose all this XP that I've accumulated. I do have quite a bit, and I'm only less than 6,000 away from getting my next skill point. Which in this game, when you die, you only lose the XP that you have accumulating towards your next skill point. You never lose any skill points, even if you haven't spent them. And I believe you lose half of your XP and half the money that you have. So you lose half the XP towards your next skill point and half the money. Unless, of course, you get the benefit of the unseen aid, in which happens supposedly randomly, in which case you lose nothing. But dying is a bad thing in this game. You don't want to do that. Not only do you risk losing a lot, but you also spread a disease known as dragon rot to NPC characters around the environment, around the world. Accompanied by a strong wheezing sound. Okay, what we've got here is a battle, not between me and enemies, but between enemies and other enemies. Defenders of here, Ashina Castle, and the organization attacking it. I believe it's the Interior of the Ministry, which I guess is the central government of Japan, maybe? I'm not sure. Since I want to avoid dying, I'm probably not going to engage in those, get in the middle of that. As you can see on the top right, my XP level, I actually am getting a little bit of XP from enemies killing each other. A tiny amount, but still. I probably want to have the Homeward Idol at the ready. Just in case I'm under threat of being killed. Hey look, I took fall damage. Heal up. We can drop down here underwater. The ability to dive underwater is a rather late game ability that you get from defeating a certain boss. more enemies fighting and killing each other. As long as they're not targeting me. Alright. It doesn't look like there's a way to grapple out of here, unfortunately. So, I'm gonna have to use my homeward idol. Fast travel back to the temple. This is unfortunately an item I did not make enough use of when I played through this game. I could have spared myself a decent number of deaths if I had. It's just one more thing to keep in mind if I ever actually do, for real, a New Game Plus. Not just to show off the beginning of the game, which is what I intend to do with this series. Alright. I'm gonna leave this area and showcase some of the other areas of the game. Let's go to the Hirosha estate. I can show you a sequence which takes place in the past. And, yeah. I'm just going to spend some time showcasing the environments of this game. And there's a little bit of variety. It isn't all just gray, drab, wintry, burned out stuff. Although you're certainly going to get a lot of that here. Yep. As you can see, that place is on fire. So, let's go up down here. Drop down here. Grappling to prevent fall damage. What's this guy have to say? What year is it? So memories that he does not have taking place in the past. Alright, let's do a little combat here. By combat, I mean stabbing this guy in the back. This is a very early area of the game, which means I am substantially overpowered for it. Let's make sure I have my favorite general prosthetic arm, which is the that thing. Because I can do this with it. Take out these wolves in one shot. Also, I want to make sure I have the axe, because there are some enemies that have shields, and you need the axe to break through them. This has been my go-to combat art, the whirlwind, throughout the entirety of the game. Alright. This is also my old stomping grounds for grinding at the beginning of the game. Leveling up, getting skill points and such. Ah, that guy stabbed me, but then I stabbed him. Not to worry, there's very little chance of me getting killed in this area. In fact, I can take out even these enemies with a single shuriken. Maybe not this one, because he was already blocking, but... Alright. That guy's just getting wasted. Alright. Sometimes that happens. The enemy that you're trying to stab dies, but you still go through the stabbing motion. And I do have a skill to which I get a little bit of health back whenever I complete a death blow like that. Alright. I already, in fact, have that axe, so I won't have to worry about doing that. Want to see a giant rooster? Not here. That was a thief that would later turn into a merchant. Check this out. That rooster's as big as I am. The amount of XP they give you is really small. I mean, even when I started the game, 17 XP was not anything significant. It's just that there are 5 of them in here, and at that point it's almost 100. And that was significant. At the start, anyway. Take out these guys. That's what the axe is for, breaking the posture of those guys. One hit. Collect all this stuff. Because why not? I'm actually gonna jump ahead to the final area of this game. To the final area of this, the final part of this area, excuse me. Or near it, anyway. The final part of this Hirosha estate. And I'll show you what was for a long time my favorite grinding run. As you can see, this whole area is completely on fire. Start out with this guy. Of course, I try not to get hit by his arrows, but whatever. I would go up here and take out these archers with the shurikens. And I guess I'll do that now anyway, even though I don't have to. more enemies in there that sometimes come out. Oh. They may have been... Here we go. I was about to say, they may have been activated, but I don't want to stick around here waiting for them. See, that guy ran into the back of me when I was doing my sweep at my whirlwind attack, and he barely got grazed by it, and it was enough to take him out. Weird flower type things here. Yep. I reckon I would get about 600 XP from doing this run. Which sounds like a lot, but it isn't. Not anymore anyway. In later areas of the game, I can get that much XP from a single enemy. And when I first went through this part, there was a boss right here, a mini boss. You would recognize him as the big bulbous guy who vomited on his sword in the announcement trailer for this game back at Microsoft's E3 2018 press conference. As you can see, he's not there because I've beaten him long ago. Now, sometimes in this game there are little banners on the wall that indicate a hidden passage that you activate by hugging the wall there. And this is one of them. And over here I found a prayer bead. Collect 4 of those. You can increase your maximum health. Think of prayer beads as pieces of heart, I guess. To her. This guy's job, unfortunately, is to die over and over again. This is her son, that one lady's. Alright. Go down here, and this is where I fought the Lady Butterfly. And died many, many times before I finally beat her. And this idol showed up. Now, supposedly there is another boss fight that takes place here under different circumstances as well. Under a different ending than the one I chose. I chose the Return of the Dragon ending. Yeah. So, with that being said, let me go to a very different place. Probably what I consider to be the best looking part of the game. At the very least, it's the most colorful. The Senpu Temple area, where the monks live. Now, this is definitely going to have to be a two-parter here. But I'm okay with that. I like this game. I enjoyed playing this. I must have if I was able to put up with so much crap and difficulty from it to actually beat it. How many hours it took me to get there. Unfortunately, this is taking place at nighttime now. When I first came here, it was in the daytime and looked much nicer. But hopefully you can still get an idea as to why I like this. Like, for example, let's get out the binocular. My favorite toy in this game. The colors. This is the one part of the game that actually has color. Well, there's another area as well. Oops, I did not mean to jump like that. How about if I heal up? Here's a monk. They are, in fact, enemies, so stab them. As you can see, that one monk gave me the same XP as 3 enemies in the other area. This is another favorite spot of mine to do grinding earlier in the game. These are unarmed enemies for the most part, so they're pretty easy to just kill. As long as you keep attacking and avoid their perilous attacks. Of course, I took a couple hits from that guy, but because of my health regen, it didn't really matter all that much. Plus, now I definitely need to heal. Ah! Sometimes that happens. You can just go off a cliff. And yeah, even weak enemies can still kill you if you get surrounded by them like this. Second, let me reposition myself. There we go. There you go. Not completely without difficulty, but still. Well then, folks, I think I'm gonna stop this video, part 1 of my Sekiro Shadows Die Twice environmental exploration video thingy. I'm not sure what I'm going to call it. But I will see you back here momentarily for part 2. And I will see you then.